community, but we, they happen. It's been a while since we've seen any type of Harry Potter games since the movie ties. Like, this is individual, and they're saying it's like a single-player RPG. Like, I'm curious, for sure. Because I've been looking for a way to like Harry Potter. Like, I tried to read the books last month, and I couldn't get into them. And, like, it's just, there's fantasy, and then there's, like, grounded fantasy that has these fantastical elements that references our real world. And it's funny, right? Because I'm about to say I don't like that. But then I have Fallout where I'm like, oh, I love seeing Washington, D.C. completely disintegrated by atomic bomb. I don't know. Maybe it's because I see realism in that. I don't know. But there's definitely a hole in my logic. But I can't connect to Harry Potter. So I'm hoping this game does the trick because I can, put those characters to the side and just be a game. Yeah, apparently that's what I took the Harry Potter test. Like, what house would you go to? And I was Ravenclaw. Okay. Ravenclaw. All right, number 2 goes to Monoran. Hey, Dukes, Phil Spencer went on Xbox Era. Congratulations to Xbox Era. That's a huge move there. Congrats to them. John and especially, and Glitch in the future releases come into year 4. Let's review the placeholder dates are set in stone. War Game and Redfall is 2 summer games. Now let's speculate irresponsibly. How badass would the Xbox be if at E3 they start to stealth drop Redfall on Game Pass early? This could raise stakes for Game Pass announcements moving forward, and Xbox seems to enjoy those types of get-hype moments with Halo's early release.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a little bit, but even with this spring showcase, they didn't show a ton of stuff happening now. I don't think they can force the answer right now, is my kind of situation. But that, hopefully, and we've said this for Xbox for years, that next year, that's where we get the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, all big games, stable exclusives. One of them out of their control, right, with what happened with Stalker, but it was delayed first and then what is your read on what's going on here with Q2 and 4 kind of being set in stone, like Build and Blink, but Q3 being
yeah, they're going to have to figure something out. They're going to get all this. Right? Like, they're going to get it. But now 2022 at that time, right? And we currently right? And on Square, and see, situation. I'm not making excuses. It's just they're gonna have to patch work. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to patch work. They're gonna have to speed fast.
think in the terms of major, like right now, for those who don't understand, we're talking like major first-party titles, third-party
yes.
publisher exclusives, that type of stuff we're looking at. I'm sure they'll
Not that
fill
there's
the gap.
nothing.
Yeah, they'll fill the gaps with indies.
And let me put a record. That's where people also run with these narratives and like clipping stuff. There's games, right? We're talking about from the first party, maybe exclusive or big AAA third party Game Pass deals like what Maddie was talking about. Of course, you're going to see the tunics, you're going to see the Game Pass deals, you're going to see all that stuff. We're talking about this other stuff to kind of compensate with the Starfields and the Redfalls. That's what we're talking about.
So move on to number 4. I thought this was interesting because I had forgotten about this game. Fink Miser writes in, Howdy Dukes. What happened to Warhammer 40k Darktide? It was announced as an Xbox console exclusive at the Series S and X reveal event with a planned release in 2021. Fat Shark announced that they were delaying the game until spring 22, and then radio silence. Should we expect Darktide this spring or a last-minute delay into fall or winter? You slept through your alarm and your shift starts in 5 minutes kind of day. So I put these back to back because I saw the question. I saw this afterwards. I was like, there were things that were in the tank that seemingly could have plugged this hole here, and they're not coming through either. So I found this really in particular interesting. Do you even remember Warhammer 40k Darktide?
Yeah.
From the team Fat Shark, for those who don't remember, they made Vermintide, which is this very awesome Left 4 Dead style game, very medieval. You're taking a bunch of rats. Yeah,
yep,
so fun. And this was their kind of spiritual successor to that, if you will, in Darktide. They had guns in it and stuff. It looked like a really good time, and it was a console exclusive. Like, it was actually a pretty big announcement, and it's gone on radio silence. So, Cog, what's the expectation with this one? This could be the answer in the spring, right? Or is it the Q3 answer?
That's the question, right? And here's the thing that I'm noticing. If you really look at it now, Maddie, that third-party showcase, and I'm not blaming Microsoft or anything, but if you really look at it, a lot of those console-exclusive games have not released because of delays or whatever. I think about this. I think about, what is it, Bright Memory. That was another one. There were like 3 or 4 titles. Exo Mecha. That was another one. Like, that now we're getting, this is delayed or whatever. Now, again, this would be a nice, addition if it's ready. I checked the Twitter account. Not much updates. I mean, we're getting close to spring. we're spring-ish now. Yeah. So, I want to know what's going on, or will there be another delay? And then there's the other thing, too. We got to be real. I know the tendency is to kind of rag on management of certain things. We're going to give things their proper attention. But I also want to be clear is that the game industry as a whole is affected by COVID, is affected by what's going on.
Third-party publisher exclusives, that type of stuff we're looking at. I'm sure they'll fill the gap.
Nothing.
Yeah, they'll fill the gaps with indies.
And let me put a record. That's where people also...
Close? No. No. You don't need to be in there. That is your brother's. Don't be selfish. Here you go, buddy. Pickles. Pickles, no! Off the bed. Here you go. Off the bed. No, off the bed. Living room. Go. Come on. Go.
So run with these narratives and like clipping stuff. There's games, right? We're talking about from the first party, maybe exclusive or big AAA third party Game Pass deals like what Maddie is talking about. Of course, he's going to see the tunics, you're going to see Game Pass deals, you're going to see all that stuff. We're talking about this other stuff to kind of compensate with the Starfields and the Redfalls.
Oh, sure. I'm on to number 4. I thought this was interesting because I had forgotten about this.
Three little birds.
A few days ago, I came across a massive bloom of flowers east of the grove. Old Eureka was out there, too. I offered to escort her back to Scalding Spear, but she refused. She's an accomplished soldier, to be sure. But her spear isn't as sharp as it used to be, if you get my meaning.
If I'm out there, I'll keep an eye out for her.
Stay alert, soldier.
Shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
Hi.
Nothing. You just look good. That's all.
Get back to studying.
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Faro spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Faro, the Renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.